we had Amy, widowed, could be divorced, and so a common example, either widowed or divorced. Most people that I talk to, at this age, have some level of uncomfort with the volatility of the market, right? There's a few that don't, but the majority have some level of concern around that, right? And then most are also concerned around long-term care, right? They see it around them, they've experienced it in their own family. And so the main difference here, aside from married, versus single, was, Amy has children and grandchildren, and yes, she wants to maximize these assets for her use, but if she doesn't need them, then she wanted to maximize them for her kids and grandkids, right? So because we're a little bit behind on time, I spilled the beans on you, right? Kind of jumped ahead there. So here's a situation with Amy. Quite often, I mean, a lot of older folks that have a lot of excess dollars in the bank. That again, that worked fine years ago when you can get 4, 5, 6% from the bank, but not anymore, right? So she had after-tax mutual funds and then an IRA, right? And that was kind of split in that 60-40. So she's willing to take a little bit more risk here. So what did we do? Well, again, so we took 150,000 of the excess bank dollars, and we took the after-tax bond, so that's creating taxable income that she didn't need, and we combined that and we put it in the single premium policy, where tax-deferred safe growth for her, minimum guarantees, chronic critical illness, and if she doesn't utilize either one of those, then her kids and grandkids get a lot more money, income tax free. I'm sure anyone will thank you for leaving them anything, even an IRA where it's all taxable income. But if you're trying to do the best possible for your family, if you're trying to maximize, right? Like I try to do for my clients, my family, right? Especially if your kids are still working, it's much better to leave them a tax-free death benefit, insurance benefit, than it is a taxable IRA, because a lot of times the working kid, their adult children are in a much higher tax bracket than they are. And so now, if you're in that situation and you can't use the life insurance, you don't want to use it, right? The other way is to start doing the IRA to Roth conversion, right? So, and then on the IRA dollars, right? What we did is, right, instead of that traditional 60-40 portfolio, where the 40% is like doing what for us, we split it up, and we, 50% principally protected, 50% in structured notes. Now, because we just used the structured notes because she was moderately conservative. So if she would have been moderate, then we could start using other equity strategies, such as the dividend stock strategy. We also have a volatility strategy that I like to use. Also have, we could just go into 100% equity model to just try to have some money that does what the S&P does, right? So again, it comes down to the client, but that's why in this situation, she didn't have, the recommendation was not, right? Because this was soon bucket for moderate conservative. Now, if you think back to Lisa, she was also moderately conservative, but we took the equity risk in her later bucket, right? That's where we added the dividend stock and some of the equity strategies, right? So those are some key differences, key highlights. So as we're wrapping up here, so if you have some questions, go ahead and tee them up, in the chat. I'll stop the recording in a little bit, and if you want to pop on and ask me, we can do that as well. So why, I think this is a big question. So why would successfully retirees need to make changes? Hopefully you're better educated and you have a higher degree of awareness over why that's the case in today's environment, right? Low interest rates, high volatility, things that worked great before may not work great again, maybe some newer options, right? And enhancements, right? Technology improvements, right? maybe their goals changed, right? Generally, quite often, I view our financial money as it's just a resource. It's a financial resource. It's a very valuable resource, right? It enables us, shelter and food and travel and fun and all that. But none of us have figured out how to live forever. So, the average lifespan is increasing, but most people are aware, 80, 85, 90, that type of thing. So what I tend to find and experience with a lot of folks is as they get older, they tend to look at their money a little bit differently. And it's not as much about, I need it for me, I need it for me, I need it for me, right? They figured out, hey, I have my income squared away. I have these other assets. So a lot of times we separate the decisions. We say, well, this money's for you, but this money is for your kids, your grandkids, your nieces, nephews, sisters, charity. What's the best use of that for them? What is their tax situation?
I hope you found the video helpful. If you'd like more great resources from me, click the link below or go to the homepage of our website and access 3 pillars of a successful retirement plan. A great simple checklist. Make sure you're aware of the areas to help you successfully get to and through retirement. Additionally, if you'd like to join our Financial Stay Informed community, you'll receive an e-newsletters from us, as well as invitations to local events and webinars that we're holding throughout the year. Lastly, if you'd like to have a conversation with me individually, discuss working together potentially in a client advisory relationship, we offer virtual as well as in-person meetings. Thanks, take care. I'll look forward to seeing you in future videos.